we have had a lot of pension funds money growing within the continent, and for a long time we are still thinking about how do we bring some of these monies into the real sector of the economy, right? So if you look at statistics, most of the private capital coming into the continent actually come from outside. So we thought, how do we build local institutional capacity so we begin to invest within the continent, getting the pension funds invested in the continent? So we started working with them, and we realized that we need to create a vehicle so we can pool most of the pension fund money to invest in the real sector. And in doing so, we can support managers with different investment structures to support companies. So basically to support SMEs to grow, startups, early stage, and growth companies, so that they can grow across the West Africa region. We need to work a lot more with entrepreneurs. I want to work a lot more with innovation, so accelerators who are really building some of these companies. We need to work a lot more with them, giving them different types of finance, because I think most of the challenge has been what kinds of financial models are available, because the companies are not the same. The kinds of money that you need starting is different from the kind of money you need growing, right? And so we need to have different kinds of investment structures that support these companies, move them from early ideation thinking to startup, pre-seed, seed stage, and then move them to growth. So there are different kinds of financial models that need to employ, and we need to do that. The growth really is where we have a very youthful population in Africa, and the statistics are very clear. In the next 30 years, we're going to have more youth in Africa than in any part of the world. So how do we ensure that there are jobs, there are innovations that is able to help us? So there's a lot more around fintech, there's a lot more around financial inclusion, there's a lot more of what kind of things can we do, digitization, to make things a bit easier, to be able to improve productivity and things like that. So we really want to support this growth, because it is an opportunity. These are going to be the future consumers, the future workers, also in the continent. So we need to plan for them. And so we need to invest in innovation that really put us through that trajectory. Yes, so we need to finance them, get them jobs, and keep them in Africa, right? So if you look at what is happening in Europe, a lot of African brains, working on the deserts, ends up, as refugees in Italy. I mean, anytime you look at the news, it's really disheartening. And these are young people, right? So we need to create the opportunities locally for the young people to know that their destiny is here, that they don't have to cross the borders to make a difference in their lives. And so that's the opportunity, and it's big, and it's in different things, and we need to be able to really harness that opportunity and make it something better for the growing population. I think there's going to be a couple of changes next year and beyond. There's a lot of regulatory push to be able to do something more and build more local institutional capacity so that we can begin to pull monies from Africa for Africans. That's one. I think that for me, what I really want to see is seeing our economy, get out of the doldrum now, because all our currencies are, dipping, I come from Ghana. We've had a lot of challenges this year, and I'm looking forward to really us being able to pick up, and really be able to improve on the macroeconomic activities and also improve the currency, and just to ensure that, we are stable. We stabilize macroeconomic wise, and then that really help us to really build the companies the way we want to build the companies, to create the jobs for the youth that is going to come.